Hey guys, welcome to Y&R Daily Update YouTube channel. Today's topics: does Y&R's Victor deserve to lose his company? Fans Way and Victor finally got a big dose of karma. The Young and the Restless fans are accustomed to seeing Victor always win. However, the Newman Enterprises CEO is now facing a big downfall. And he's not getting much sympathy from anyone. Key takeaways: Victor is Genoa City's top businessman, who always wins in any battle. Victor has met his match in Phyllis and Kane. Kane used the AI software to attack Newman Enterprises and take over the company. The Newman downfall out of all of Genoa City's business executives. Victor Eric Breton reigns supreme. Many people, including Jack Peter Bergman and Lily Crystal Khalil, have went up against the mustache, but come out on the losing end. Throughout the years, Victor's scored one win after another in his numerous business wars. However, this time around, he's facing a big loss. Victor's quest for power had him stealing Kane's Billy Flynn AI software, courtesy of Phyllis Michelle Stafford. He initially intended to use the program to take control of Jabot, but his plans fell through. Unfortunately, Victor's acquisition of the AI software would come back to bite him. As it turns out, Kane had a secret bug in the software that attacked whoever was in charge of it. Since Victor initiated the software on Matt Clark, Roger Howarth, it left him vulnerable to an attack. Now, Phyllis and Kane are plotting their takeover of Newman Enterprises. While Victor is in danger of losing everything, Victor possibly losing his company to Phyllis and Kane is all the buzz on Reddit. Many fans are celebrating the downfall of the great Victor Newman. Nobody, and I mean nobody, deserves it more than Victor. Victor has done so many evil things. He's a narcissist and only cares about ruining other people's lives, wrote one viewer. However, one fan actually feels sorry for the mustache. Yes, Victor went too far with the AI, but Kane and Phyllis are in the wrong for using the AI against Newman Enterprises. I respect that Victor built his company from nothing, and that is to be admired. To have him lose his company not by mismanagement, but by a flimsy AI is wrong. Is Victor down for the count? Things aren't looking good for Victor, but as Y&R fans know, one can't count the Newman patriarch out. Victor always has a trick up his sleeve, and odds are, he's not letting Phyllis and Kane get away with this, so perhaps the mustache is biding his time, waiting for Phyllis and Kane to turn against each other. Or maybe he'll be making a secret deal with one of them in exchange for the return of Newman Enterprises. Whatever's in store, chances are Victor will be back on top and back at Newman Enterprises in no time. Phyllis and Kane better enjoy their reign while it lasts. Subscribe our channel for more latest update. On the Young and the Restless. Victor Newman losing Newman Enterprises is the ultimate unthinkable scenario, and yet, it's a question fans keep circling back to with growing intensity. Does Victor actually deserve to lose his company? This isn't just about business, it's about legacy, accountability, and whether decades of power plays finally demand a reckoning. Victor Newman didn't just build Newman Enterprises, he became it. The company is an extension of his will, his ego, his survival instinct. Taking it away wouldn't simply be a loss of power. It would be an identity fracture. And that's exactly why fans are divided. Some believe it's long overdue justice, others argue it would destroy the very foundation of Y&R. Both sides have compelling arguments, and the debate reveals just how complicated Victor Newman truly is. Why fans are even asking this question now for years. Victor's ruthlessness was treated as a necessary evil. He was the anti-hero who did terrible things for what he believed were the right reasons. But recent storylines have shifted the tone. Victor hasn't softened. If anything, he's doubled down. Fans are watching him manipulate family members, weaponize loyalty, cross moral lines without remorses, people as leverage instead of partners, and, unlike earlier eras, the narrative is no longer framing these actions as clever or justified. They're being shown as destructive, with real consequences. That tonal shift is why viewers are asking, if anyone else behaved like this, wouldn't they lose everything? The case for Victor losing Newman Enterprises. Let's start with the argument fans are increasingly making, sometimes passionately, sometimes angrily. 1. Victor rarely faces meaningful consequences. Victor has broken laws, destroyed careers, manipulated loved ones, endangered lives, and yet, he always lands on his feet. Yes, he loses battles, but he never loses power. For many fans, that's the core frustration. Consequences feel temporary. Punishment feels symbolic. Victor always regains control, taking Newman Enterprises A way would finally be a consequence that sticks. 2. He uses his company as a weapon. Newman Enterprises isn't just a business under Victor's leadership, it's an instrument of domination. Victor routinely uses it to silence opposition, coerce loyalty, punish dissent, control his children. Fans argue that as long as Victor controls the company, he'll never stop abusing it. Power is the problem and the company is the source of that power. Remove it, and you remove his greatest weapon. 3. His family pays the price for his obsession. Victor claims everything he does is for family, but the evidence says otherwise. His children have endured emotional manipulation, public humiliation, tests of loyalty. Nikki has lived under surveillance control disguised as protection. Endless moral compromise. Fans sympathetic to the Newman family believe Victor losing the company could finally free them from his shadow. 4. Legacy doesn't mean entitlement. One of the strongest anti-Victor arguments is this: just because Victor built Newman Enterprises doesn't mean he deserves to keep it forever. Legacy without accountability becomes entitlement. Many fans believe Victor has crossed too many lines in that losing the company would be a natural consequence of his refusal to evolve. The case against Victor losing his company now comes the other side, and it's just as passionate. 1. Newman Enterprises is Victor Newman. For longtime viewers, separating Victor from Newman Enterprises feels unnatural. The company isn't just his job, it's his identity, his life's work, his proof that he overcame poverty, abandonment, and failure. Taking it away wouldn't feel like justice, it would feel like erasure. Fans in this camp argue that Y&R risks losing its core if Victor loses his empire. 2. Victor has always been the villain and the show needs him. Victor Newman isn't meant to be redeemed in a traditional sense. He's a Shakespearean figure, larger than life, morally flawed, endlessly compelling. If Victor loses Newman Enterprises, he becomes just another wealthy man with grudges. The stakes diminish. For many fans, Victor's unchecked power isn't a bug, it's the feature. 3. Others have done just as bad, if not worse. Victor's defenders often point out that Genoa City is filled with morally compromised characters. Jack, Phyllis, Billy, Adam, all have manipulated, lied, and destroyed lives in pursuit of their goals. Why should Victor be singled out? If Victor loses his company, does that mean everyone else should too? 4. Losing the company would end the rivalries. Victor versus Jack, Victor versus Billy, Victor versus the world. These rivalries thrive because Victor has something worth taking. If Newman Enterprises is gone, those conflicts lose their teeth. Fans worry that Y&R would lose its central engine of drama. The real issue, Victor's refusal to change. What truly fuels this debate isn't Victor's past, it's his present. Fans might tolerate his ruthlessness if he showed growth, but he hasn't. He still distrusts his children, demands loyalty without offering trust, equates control with love, believes he's always right. That stagnation is what makes the question of punishment feel relevant. Victor doesn't learn, he endures, and endurance isn't the same as growth. Would losing Newman Enterprises actually change Victor? Here's the uncomfortable truth. Probably not. Victor Newman, without Newman Enterprises, wouldn't become kinder. He wouldn't suddenly respect boundaries. He wouldn't relinquish control. He would simply redirect his aggression, which raises a deeper question. Is losing the company punishment or just another chapter in his war story? Fans suggest a middle ground. Interestingly, many fans aren't calling for Victor to lose everything. They're calling for something more nuanced. Suggestions include Victor retaining a symbolic role but losing operational control, one of his children taking over against his will, Victor being sidelined by his own tactics, Newman Enterprises surviving. While Victor is forced out, this approach preserves the company while finally challenging Victor's dominance. The emotional core. Does Victor deserve redemption or reckoning? At the heart of this debate is a moral question soaps love to explore. Can a man who built everything through manipulation ever truly pay for the damage he caused? Some fans want redemption, others want reckoning. Many want both. Victor losing his company could be a humbling experience, a forced pause, a chance for introspection, or it could be a hollow punishment, a reset button, a temporary setback. It all depends on how the story is told. What this debate says about Y&R right now, the fact that fans are asking this question at all is telling. It means viewers are engaged, power dynamics feel stale, consequences feel uneven. Y&R has reached a point where its most iconic character is being re-examined and rejected, but questioned. That's healthy storytelling. The Rinse take. Victor doesn't deserve to lose his company yet. From the Rinse perspective, Victor Newman doesn't deserve to lose Newman Enterprises simply because he's ruthless.